KTN Nairobi.
And speaking of 2027, as the new IEBC commissioners begin their work, questions now swirl around whether they will be able to complete a crucial task of delimiting electoral boundaries before 2027. Now, former IEBC CEO James Oswago warns that a recent High Court ruling that nullified the Northeastern Region census has thrown a wrench into the plans, noting that boundary delimitation relies heavily on population data, and without it, the exercise may not be possible. As Winfrey Owino reports, this setback comes at a time when the IEBC is desperately trying to restore its image, one that's been battered by 3 consecutive disputed presidential elections.
It's been just 48 hours since the newly appointed Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commissioners took their oath at State House, and their in-tray is already full. The Commission must run more than 20 pending by-elections nationwide, launch mass voter registration and verification, undertake boundary delimitation, and rebuild public confidence ahead of the 2027 polls.
And we recommend that the Commission exercise their constitutional independence 100%.
While citing a High Court ruling that invalidated the Northeastern Region census, former IEBC CEO James Oswago says it might be impossible for the new commissioners to conduct the limitation of boundaries between now and 2027.
Population quota means dividing the number of constituencies in Kenya and Kenya's population. It gives you a rough guide, the number of people who should be in a constituency. So you can't arrive at that if a whole province, the census result for that province, all of it has been disallowed.
To restore trust in the electoral body, Oswago proposes a broader political overhaul, including creating an office of Prime Minister and extending IEBC commissioners' term limits.
There is virtually no complaint about 5 elections. There is only perennial complaint about the presidential outcome. You learn election by doing elections. It is through a process of apprentice. These commissioners who are recruited yesterday are going to make critical decisions affecting the conduct of the by-elections. They will only know how to run an election once they have done one. So you need to have a long experience which is accumulated and retained in an individual who has run repeated and frequent elections.
A spot check by KTN indicates that the new commissioners spent their first day in office locked in back-to-back meetings at the anniversary towers. Currently, there are 22 pending by-elections across the country, comprising 1 Senate seat, 6 members of the National Assembly, and 15 County Assembly ward positions. With some electoral units remaining unrepresented since 2022, the situation has left constituents in the affected electoral areas without a voice, undermining their right to representation and the democratic process. Winfrey Owino, KTN, Nairobi.
All right, let's now take a look at tomorrow's edition of The Standard.